we have an ETA on the city attorney? In La Mesa, correct? Good evening. Welcome to the City Council meeting for September 9th. Madam Clerk, will you please call roll?
Councilmember Dillard?
Here.
Councilmember Lothian?
Here.
Councilmember Suzuki?
Here.
Vice Mayor Cazares?
Here.
Mayor Rapastathis?
Here, we begin every meeting with an invocation and flag salute, and tonight's vocation and flag salute will be presented by Councilmember Suzuki.
So September 15th kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month. And according to the 2020 U.S. Census, Hispanic residents make up almost 40% of California's population. The Census Bureau also reports that around 27.9% of La Mesa's population is Hispanic. Hispanic Heritage Week started in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson, who proclaimed, "The people of Hispanic descent are the heirs of missionaries, captains, soldiers, and farmers who are motivated by a young spirit of adventure and a desire to settle freely in a free land. This heritage is ours." A few years before President Ronald Reagan expanded the week to a month, he stated, "America's Hispanic heritage is an indelible and invaluable part of our history and a vital part of the creative forces that are shaping our future." And it's important to remember that that same spirit is alive in our Hispanic and Latinx brothers and sisters who are either born in the United States or have come into the United States seeking that same freedom. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the annual rotation of vice mayor. And so thank you to Councilmember Dillard for serving as vice mayor and taking over and running meetings. And thank you in advance to Vice Mayor Cazares, who will now be vice mayor and all the duties that come with vice mayor. So writing checks, making sure, no, I'm just kidding. But thank you. City manager comments.
I have none.
Community bulletin reports, I'll go through them quickly. September is National Preparedness Month. So during this month, we encourage residents to prepare for emergencies. I'll go into more of that when we get to our proclamation. This Saturday, September 13th, please join us for our annual safety fair from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Date Avenue parking lot, which is the parking lot adjacent to the police department. So between the police department and City Hall. So that's this Saturday. Please join us. Please let other people know, because for people that don't watch the meeting or they're in the general vicinity of the sound of my voice, please let people know it's this Saturday from 9 to 1. So if you can, bring your bike and helmet and participate in bike skills and drills. Plus, we are doing something new. We're giving away to residents this reusable produce bag, which we talked about. We tried out today at a local grocery store at Sprouts. And so we're going to be giving these away for free if you come to the safety fair, and they're washable. They weigh almost nothing. So when you're getting scanned, the weight of the bag won't increase the price of your produce. But it's also, the thing that I like most about this is that they're easy to open. Unlike the other bags where you see people licking their fingers and doing all sorts of things to try to open the bags, these bags are easily open, and they also have a cinch on them, so they close easily. So they also have our logo on them, so you're advertising for the city of La Mesa. So if you come, please, and we'll be talking more about those as we move along. Help beautify Riviera Drive neighborhood. Join us in I Love Clean San Diego on Saturday, September 13th from 9 to 11. So come to the safety fair, or go there first, then come to the safety fair. And it's for a community cleanup event. Wear closed-toed shoes and comfortable clothes. and some protection from the sun. Trash pickers and buckets will be provided. We're preparing an update to the Downtown Village specific plan. As part of this process, we're inviting you to an interactive community workshop to discuss the urban design elements of the Downtown Village on Wednesday, September 17th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. La Mesa Community Center. So that's the 17th from 6:30 at 6:30. Join us in honoring longtime La Mesa resident Carol Lockwood, who dedicated more than 10,000 hours of service to our community. We'll be dedicating a star to her on the Walkway of the Stars on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. Bring your blankets and chairs for a free movie at MacArthur Park. On Friday, September 19th, we'll be screening the new Disney movie Mufasa. Enjoy vendors and games. It starts at 4:30, and then the movie starts after sunset. Learn about the benefits of trees and how to care for them during the tree planting demo training on Saturday, September 27th at 10 a.m. at Harry Griffin Park. By attending, you can enter to win a 5-gallon fruit tree. La Mesa Park and Rec Foundation is celebrating 25 years of giving back to La Mesa Parks. To celebrate, they're hosting their 25th annual disco party on Saturday, 27th, 6 to 10 p.m. The evening is set to be fun, and it will be philanthropic, and there's chances to get things and also to give money, and the proceeds will go to the new playground at Aztec Park. So it's going to be at the community center at Saturday the 27th. We're partnering with Produce Good to pick trees. We're partnering with Produce Good to pick La Mesa residents' trees and donate the fruit to local food pantries. You'll receive a receipt for the donation. No property is too small. If you have fruit trees, please contact the city. And lastly, save the date for Life 101 Expo happening Thursday, October 16th. We'll be hosting this event inside the Police Department Community Room. Participants will learn about life skills, life personal budgeting, renting, job tips, roommate hacks, and more. We'll share more details as we get closer. Vice Mayor Casares.
I think you covered everything, but we're really excited about Life 101. One thing that I'll share is there will be free professional headshots available for anyone that attends. So it is geared more towards our young folks like high schoolers, but anyone is welcome if you need a fresh headshot. So come join us.
Thank you. Councilmember Suzuki.
The first thing is I'd like to thank La Mesa Police Chief Ray Sweeney and our police department for their consideration on August 29th. They made sure there was police presence at St. Martin of Tours Academy Mass, and it was the day after the tragic shooting in Minneapolis, and your presence went very far to calming our community's anxiety and fears, so thank you very much for that. The second thing is I'd like to acknowledge I Love a Clean San Diego, Serena Lee and Hillary Ego for the clothing swap this Saturday at La Mesa Library. It was fantastic. I brought home things that I did not expect my daughter to bring home, but it was really great. And I encourage everybody to think about coming on December 6th. They'll be doing it again at the City of La Mesa Library. So thank you again to Hillary and Serena.
Thank you. Councilmember Lothian.
Are those headshots indoors or outdoors? Outdoor? Oh, okay, great. Okay, just a couple things. I'm sure a lot of people have been noticing a new restaurant that's about to open in downtown La Mesa, Hacienda Cazadores, and it looks like it's gonna be open September or October. It is absolutely stunning. It looks like a restaurant out of Madrid, and I want people to know that it's the same restaurateur who has given us Limoncello, Farmer's Table, Smoky and the Brisket. In Mission Hills, it's Farmer's Bottega. In Little Italy, it is Piedra Santa's, which has got to be the most gorgeous restaurant in San Diego County. Very proud that the owner, Alberto Morielli, has chosen La Mesa not just for the, as the location for multiple restaurants, but it's also his home. He's a La Mesa resident. And then the second thing, while I was driving yesterday, I spotted our city manager getting his hands dirty. He was at one of La Mesa's, I call like litter hotspots. And he was out there, sleeves rolled up and picking up trash. And I was really impressed. And you got to be the only city manager in the county or even the state that rolls up your sleeves that hard. So thank you for that, Greg.
Councilmember Dillard.
I don't have anything.
Great. Thank you. Next, we have a presentation, a proclamation, which I'll read right now. Excuse me. Whereas National Preparedness Month creates an opportunity for every resident of the city of La Mesa to prepare their homes, businesses, and communities for any type of emergency. California residents have previously experienced the effects of various disasters, including severe winter storms, earthquakes, devastating wildfires, resulting in loss of life, damages costing millions of dollars. The aftermath of the 2003-2007 firestorms in San Diego County and more recent wildfires across the state have demonstrated the necessity for careful and thoughtful emergency preparedness training and preparedness in your house among individuals, communities, and local agencies. The recent unprecedented weather storms of 2024 brought an awareness to the dangers of heavy rain and flooding. Loss of life and damage to property can be reduced if appropriate emergency preparedness measures are taken before, during, and after major emergencies. The National Preparedness Month is observed in September, and all citizens of the city of La Mesa are encouraged to participate in citizen preparedness activities, asked to review their readiness campaign, their own readiness, and to look at our readiness on our website at ready.gov or at heartlandfire.org to become more prepared. Now, therefore, I am Mark Rapastathis, the 23rd Mayor of the City of La Mesa, and the entire City Council do hereby proclaim the month of September 25th as National Preparedness Month and ask all people in the City of La Mesa to make sure that they have a plan for not only themselves but their family. And I'll just conclude by saying I've been on the council for 19 years and have been working on this for 18 of them. And what I find is after an emergency, everyone gets very active in their own plans, and we become complacent in between those things. And so we're asking you to not be complacent, make it part of your practice in your house. And remember that an emergency, everyone may not be at home when an emergency happens. That's why we prepare at school and at work and every other place. But we want you to have a plan for all of the other eventualities. So if you're at work or if you're shopping or if you're somewhere else and your kids are somewhere else and your spouse is somewhere else, that you all have a plan to contact each other. So there you go. Next on the agenda, is, let's see, conflict disclosures by anyone on council. Then I'll move to the interview applicants for the opening on the Youth Commission.
Mayor, we have public comment.
Sorry, jumped right past that. I apologize, public comment. First, we have Barbie Wheeler, followed by Andrea Beth Damsky.
There, okay. It's on now, right? Good evening. I stand before you again representing the residents of Bellflower Drive. We have two very big problems on our small street. It's a family street with young families, with young kids. You've turned your back on us. We have been asking for help for a long time with little or no help from you, the council. Richard Evans has been running an illegal drug rehab house forever, calling it different names to cover up what it really is, like a halfway house, a sober living house. And now it's a drug rehab facility. What next? Druggies for less? He is not qualified to operate a car, nonetheless a drug rehab house. The house is full of crackheads and druggies. There have been numerous police calls to the drug house with a drug overdose as recent as July 23rd. On Wednesday, this past Wednesday, September 3rd, one of the tenants, the renters, druggies, from the drug house lit off a firecracker at 8:10 a.m. I'll say that again, a.m. in the morning. It was witnessed by a neighbor who lives close to the house, and she did call and report it to the non-emergency number. Aren't fireworks illegal? Don't overlook this. Richard Evans' website is full of lies and false statements. He needs to be stopped now. Now we are told that there is a proposed youth group home. going in right next door to the drug house. 2 of the council members think this is a good thing. Who's lining your pockets? What idiot would put a vulnerable young people in a home right next to a drug house? Wise up. We turned in a petition signed by all neighbors on Bellflower Drive and neighboring streets opposing the youth group home. Copies of the petition have been sent to senators, assemblymen, as well as the governor of California. Yes, I know we were told that they're under 2 different departments and that kind of stuff, but an illegal drug house can't be under anything but law. Investigate Evans and his drug house. Several of my neighbors are looking to moving off Bellflower Drive. Not because they want to, but because they have young children and fear for their safety. I am saddened about knowing this is going to happen. I myself will not move. I myself will fight to save Bellflower Drive
30
from the
seconds.
druggies and the youth home. I will continue to come to council meetings and you will hear me speak on this matter until it's cleared up. Remove the drug house and not allow the youth home on Bellflower Drive. Stop them both now. We stand united and say, hell no. Thank you.
Thank you. Andrea Beth Damsky, followed by Martha Beckendahl. For whom? No. Yes.
Hello, good evening, council members, vice mayor, mayor, friends, community members, and neighbors. My name's Andrea Beth Damsky. I live in the La Mesa neighborhood of Baltimore and Lake Murray Drive. I'm talking to you about 2 things today. One is I recently had opportunity to visit the town of Monterey, where they have these lovely repurposed parking meters that are used for allowing people to provide donations for homeless families and individuals. They're painted in bright festive colors. I thought it might be an interesting addition for us to bring something like this to our historic village area for supporting our homeless community. I shared these photos with Vice Mayor Cazares, and I appreciate her looking into the possibility of bringing this to La Mesa. The other thing I want to mention is I live in an area where there are a lot of dangerous traffic accidents. I live on Lake Parkway, very close to Baltimore Drive. We had a woman who was injured there last night, right by the 7-Eleven. We've had a recent accident on Baltimore and Lake Murray Drive. There are lots of accidents on the intersection of Baltimore and Fletcher Parkway as well. I'd like to ask the city to look at doing what it can to improve the safety of our neighborhood. In particular, the intersection where I live comes south on Baltimore around a blind curve where people trying to cross the street are easily not seen by cars speeding down that road. So I appreciate your attention to that matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Martha Beckendahl, followed by Janet Farala.
Good evening. I've been here many times before talking about my community. Couple of things. Harry Griffin Park has gotten a little better with kids in the park. The principal finally sent out a letter to parents at the end of the school year last year after 4 years of me asking for some help, and finally let parents know not to have their kids in the park as much. So that has been a little better this school year so far, but we're only a few weeks into school. One of the other things is the Jericho property has now become Meritage property, and it is being vandalized and tagged on and all kinds of stuff now. And emails have gone back and forth with the community, and they're trying to blame you guys for not being quick enough to let them demolish the property. And they were originally saying they weren't going to do anything as far as security. And now they're saying that on Friday they're going to put a fence up around it because officers have been called. They've broken into the building several times. They've tagged it. They've destroyed it. That's the other thing I'm concerned about in my community. There are a lot of rental properties now in my community. And I'm not saying that renters are bad, but they don't have the same respect for property as owners do. And I'm finding a lot of tagging in my neighborhood, a lot of vandalism of other properties along Water Street. People are dumping things again. There were two motorhomes parked on Water Street for a long time, and they dumped all their trash along Water Street. I used the C-Click Fix, and they come by and clean it up, but they were also using it as a toilet, and that's a safety issue in my neighborhood. So those are just some of the things that I am concerned about keep happening over and over and over again in that part of my town. And with more and more rentals that I see going up, that is what I am afraid of in my neighborhood, is that people just are not invested in the properties, and those things are gonna
30
become
seconds.
more prevalent and happening more and more. I've been in my house for 25 years now, and I'm hoping to stay there as long as I can. But we'll see what happens. So please keep an eye on it. And hopefully Meritage will say what they're, do what they say they're gonna do and keep everybody safe in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Janet Harala? Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here this evening on behalf of Assemblymember Sharp Collins. She is continuing to fight for the working families of our district every single day in Sacramento, pushing forward policies that protect our rights, our health, and our economic opportunity. I am pleased to report 2 more bills from the members' legislative package that have been signed into law, with 2 more bills receiving a vote in the state Senate next week. Starting with Assembly Bill 829, passed, establishes the California Parkinson's Disease Research Fund and has advanced to the Senate. It supports life-saving research, especially for Black and Latino communities who are often overlooked in medical studies and disproportionately affected by this disease. Assembly Bill 847, now in the Senate, expands law enforcement oversight by allowing local governments to request an independent review from the Attorney General when public trust is in question. This is about restoring transparency and integrity in our justice system. Assembly Bill 987, which is passed, protects working families from being taken advantage of by tow truck companies. The bill, which will be voted on in the state Senate, stops unreasonable fees, extends the time before a car is sold, and provides more notice to families so families do not lose their only means of getting to work or school. Upcoming, we have Red Ribbon Week, which promotes awareness about the dangers of drug use and encourages people, especially youth, to live drug-free lives. I'm pleased to announce that our district will be distributing 10,000 certificates to schools across the 79th district. For questions or more detailed information, such as fact sheets for these bills, or if you have questions, need assistance, please contact our district office at 619-465-7903. We are open 5 days a week, 9 to 5. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Wheeler, could you come back to the microphone? Someone, just for clarification. Thank you.
Ms. Wheeler, you mentioned that 2 council members are for the home that you're describing. Which of these 2 council members are you talking about?
Do you really want me to say? I mean,
Yes.
Okay, it's Dillard and Casares.
And
They
how?
both are friends with this so-called person that's gonna do this youth home. I don't want this
That's,
here.
we only can have, just for clarification, city attorney.
Council members can ask a question for clarification or make a brief comment.
Okay.
My very brief comment is that I know the person, and I was transparent about that, but I have never discussed it with her until last week after I heard that that I was accused of being supportive of this through one of your neighbors. So I want to be clear, all of my financial records are public information. Happy to provide them to you individually, but that is not true, and I do not appreciate members of the city council spreading lies. Thank you.
And we're going to have to stop right there because we're usually not, am I correct, Mr. Attorney? Or,
I'm gonna leave it up to each council member to keep their comments brief regarding items that are not on the agenda during public comment time.
usually we're not, okay. I will leave it to the council member.
I just want to say that that's a lie. I am not friends, so that's it.
Okay, thank you. Boards and commission interviews I'll hand it to the city clerk.
Mayor and council, the interviews that are being conducted this evening are part of the annual recruitment process for the Youth Advisory Commission. Before you are the applications from citizens who wish to be considered for appointment or reappointment to the city's Youth Advisory Commission. The applicants have been invited to attend the meeting and make a brief 3-minute presentation describing their qualifications and interest in serving on the commission. Please note that Lucille Alvey has withdrawn her application for consideration. I will call the applicants forward, and after each presentation, you may ask questions if you wish. And I would like to apologize in advance if I mispronounce anyone's name. The appointments will be made at the next city council meeting on September 23rd. So I'd like to call up Maya Sapp, followed by Lacey Ann Campania.
Hi, welcome. We're going to turn your microphone on for you. There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The reasons I would like to be on the youth committee is because I'm hardworking. I really like the city of Mesa. I think it's really pretty and really nice, and everybody's just super kind. And I really like teamwork, and I like leadership roles because I think they help you grow and they improve like your character. I'm 13 years old, and I go to La Mesa Arts Academy, and I'm in theater and choir. I'm the secretary in my choir, and so I help people around. I answer questions, and I help my teachers and stuff like that. I'm sorry.
That's good. No, those are all good things.
I really want to give like help to the community, and I really like answering questions and
Very good.
being a part of the community.
Great. What choir are you in?
I'm in signature choir.
And are you in Theater 3?
Yes, I am.
Very good. All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Somebody? Okay. Thank you.
Our next applicant is Lacey Ann Campania. Is Lacey here? Okay. Next would be Miriam Garcia. Is Miriam here?
Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Take your time.
So hello, my name is Miriam Garcia, and I've been a proud citizen of La Mesa for 11 years. I'm currently an 8th grader at La Mesa Arts Academy, like Maya, and when Ms. Prez told me about the Youth Advisory Board, I was ecstatic. I'm currently in Honors, ELA, and Math, a member of LMAC's theater program, so I'm also in Theater 3, and a member of the Legion of Mary, which is a Catholic group that regularly visits the Veterans Home and aids community events. Last year at my former school, I was chosen to receive the Student of the Year Award, which was an honor reserved for the most diligent, kind, and virtuous student in each class. This was at Terra Nova, if you know where that is. That's also in La Mesa. The year before, I won the school-wide speech competition, performing The Slaves Singing at Midnight by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. With weeks of practice and dedication behind the recital, I took home the trophy. As I am an avid reader and student, I realized that this is the greatest learning opportunity lay here. I firmly believe that this sport is exceptionally important, as the future of the world rests in the hands of our generation. Young citizens and scholars see the world through a different lens, and their roles are fundamental in society, while their views are the ones that change the world. You are not only cultivating those views, but you are also cultivating the leaders of the next era. This is an opportunity of growth, and I would be honored to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Oh, I have one more.
Yep.
Is that okay?
No, that's- Sorry, my fault.
No, you're good, you're good. I've personally witnessed how great of an impact each citizen has on La Mesa. Every smile we give our neighbors improves our community. Every hand we offer builds our town. To be able to make a difference in the city that we all call home, that is the greatest privilege. I hope you will consider me for La Mesa's Youth Advisory Board. Thank you.
Thank you. What's your other elective after theater?
I have ceramics, so I was actually in sound system, but then I tested out for the diagnostic, so they moved me to ELA, so I did skip sound system and go to ceramics.
Ceramics
But
is a good thing. And who's the ceramics teacher this year?
Miss Behrens, I think she's new. She's
New?
awesome, though.
I knew. All right, excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next applicant is Xochitl Willow Gomez, followed by Nate Madrid.
Hello, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Xochitl Willow Gomez. I am 13 years old and I am currently an 8th grader at La Mesa Arts Academy. Dancing has been a big part of my life for 9 years now, and I continue to perform and dance because I like to be able to collaborate with others and help them improve their skills. Dance has also helped me make new friends and become more confident in performing. Another activity that I enjoy in my spare time is playing guitar. I've been taking guitar lessons at Moz Guitars for 4 years now. This has helped me develop the skills to stay focused and have an open mind when it comes to challenges. I am also in honors ELA and continue to read constantly. I would like to serve on the Youth Advisory Commission because I am interested in being able to help improve issues and share my opinion on the activities being created in our community. There are certain issues I have noticed and would like to make improvements to fix them. One example is bike safety and street accessibility for youth. Developing a youth bike safety course would help young bike riders understand how to be responsible and what laws to obey while riding. This would also promote positive youth relations by bringing community members together. In conclusion, I believe I would be a good option for the Youth Advisory Commission because I have done many activities inside of our community, and I have many ideas on how to improve on certain issues. I'm excited to be able to have this chance to better my community and learn how to be a better part of one.
Thank you. Very good. What are your two electives?
I am in dance and ceramics.
Which dance? Come.
7-8.
7-8? Is that Mrs. Spence? Oh, very good. Is anybody
Thank you
else?
for your time.
All right, thank you.
Our next applicant is Nate Madrid. Is Nate here?
No.
No? Okay. Grace Reagan. Is Grace here? Okay. Next one is Callan Rossiter.
No. not here.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. And
Former
our last applicant, our last applicant is Haley West. Is Haley here?
Welcome.
Hello. I've never spoken into a microphone before. This is very exciting.
Oh, very good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley West. I'm 19 years old, and my interest in serving on the Youth Advisory Commission comes from a place of gratitude and purpose. This community has shaped me into who I am today, and I hope to make a difference in return. Though my reason is deeply personal, my qualifications, I believe, are strong. I lived in La Mesa all my life, but in 2014, my family faced a financial crisis that left us homeless and uncertain about the future. It was the resources, programs, and compassion within this community that helped my single mother pull us out of poverty and gave me the chance to pursue my education. From there, I carried forward the support that I had been given. I became a delegate for the Model United Nations, where I built an award-winning track record in public speaking and leadership. In creative ventures, I've led teams as large as 52 people towards successful artistic collaborations. Along the way, I've worked with, for, and represented people of all ages, including those who make up the vibrant youth of La Mesa. Community outreach, leadership, and collaboration are not just skills I've practiced, they're values I live by. I know from experience that to capture the engagement of La Mesa's youth, our strategies must evolve. To meet the needs of the present generation, we need options and approaches that are dynamic, adaptable, and driven by the voices of young people themselves. It would be an honor and a privilege to contribute mine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And just really quick, did you attend school in La Mesa?
Yeah. I have been in the La Mesa Spring Valley School District for as long as I can remember. When I was like 6 or so, I was assessed as a gifted student there.
Excellent.
And then from there on out, it's been here and online school for me.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank
Appreciate it. Yes.
And that concludes the interviews for the Youth Advisory Commission. I want to thank each applicant who attended tonight, and the appointments will be made at the September 23rd meeting.
Thank you so much for all being here. And because this is a school night, we're going to dismiss you because you have a mountain of homework. Thank you. Thank you. Next are public comments for consent calendar. Have we any cards? No. Okay. Next is consent calendar, items 11:1 to 11:13. Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve 11:1 through 8 and 11:10 through 13.
Second.
Thank you. Quick on that second.
Motion carries with all council members voting yes.
Item number 9.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, so 11.9 is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Public Health Institute for Climate Action Plan Implementation Services for the Civic Spark Program 2025-2026. So the council is being asked to approve $70,000 in taxpayer money for either one or two fellows from AmeriCorps. I couldn't quite understand if it was one or two. And I'm sure this is in addition to the $936,000 that's already been approved for climate action plans this year. So I want the public and the council to be clear on these figures. CAP, which is climate action plans, cost La Mesa taxpayers $2,756 every single day. So that's 365 days a year. It's like the city of La Mesa is writing a check for almost $3,000 a day. That works out to $82,680 a month and over $1 million a year. 1 month of CAP equals a police officer's annual salary. So I also want to remind the public and the city council of the responsibilities of local government, which is providing essential daily services, public safety, law and order, police, fire, public works, roads, waste management, recreation, parks, libraries. We also manage local planning, zoning, ordinances, regulations, and issuing licenses and permits. Every meeting that we're here, we hear about the drug house on Bellflower. For a year, the residents of Ranlit Drive have been dealing with an Airbnb party house. There are people that want four-way stops on Finley and Fresno and 3rd and 4th. Lois Street wants speed humps. So does Dugan Avenue. So does Glen Street. There's a house on Johnson Drive who's lost almost their entire yard to water erosion because of a La Mesa drain ditch. They've been waiting almost 2 years for that to be fixed. Residents, including tonight, are complaining about people living in their RVs and vans on La Mesa streets, especially close to Grossmont High School and Center Drive. So homeless individuals are making people uncomfortable in their own neighborhoods. I had a gentleman call me last week and said a shirtless man aggressively, verbally assaulted him, not physically. So these are real problems that are facing our constituents that we can actually fix. We can actually fix what I've just mentioned. But here we are voting about the climate again. And this is an issue that there was a survey done recently, and they asked what are the top concerns of La Mesans, and there was 21 issues listed, and not one of them was climate, but you see climate on almost every single agenda that we have up here. So La Mesa taxpayers have already spent millions of dollars on CAP, and I don't know what we have to show for it. And now on our agenda is $70,000, and I'm going to quote what it's for. It's to support research, planning, and implementation projects for community resilience. I mean, to me, that almost sounds like satire from the Parks and Recreation TV show. So within a year, we are going to have, because of the public transit departments, we are going to have a parking crisis in downtown La Mesa. It's going to negatively impact our small businesses and the surrounding neighborhoods. And this is a crisis that can be solved with a parking garage, something the city's been talking about for over 15 years. If we don't do something fast forward, and it'll be the year 2030, and we will not have a parking garage still, but we will have spent $12 million or maybe more on climate. So Little La Mesa, $12 million on the climate. I just don't know how we got so off track. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. I would like to invite Hillary Ego up. If you could answer what the Civic Spark program is for everyone's information, because I know you've worked with our Civic Spark fellows in the past.
Good evening, council members. So the Civic Spark Fellowship Program is a program that it provides a hands-on direct experience for recent college graduates. This would be our 5th year participating within the program, and they come to the city, work full-time working on climate action plan projects and programs, and have implemented wonderful programs that we have benefited from. And so from there, they go on to do other great work or go to grad school, and so it's a great opportunity for us to help foster professional development for our youth, and then also create green jobs for our local economy as well.
Thank you. And I'm not sure if this question is directed to you or directed to Greg, but the $70,000 covers 2. So we're not paying them what we would pay full-time staff members. How does that work?
So the program is contracted through a statewide program through Public Health Institute called the Civic Spark Program. And so they are considered as consultants and contractors here at the city, and it would be for 2.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I personally think it's money well spent. I've had the opportunity to meet some of our Civic Spark Program fellows. I know some of them have gone off to having successful careers in surrounding cities. I was actually just talking to your counterpart in Chula Vista this morning, and I know they hired one of our previous fellows, and they're having a great experience there. So I think that this is a fantastic, thank you very much, Hillary. You can go back unless anyone else has questions for you. But I think this is a really important program because it gives the city of La Mesa the ability to have staff members that we wouldn't typically be able to, or contractors that we wouldn't typically be able to have on and be able to afford them. It's really important for young people to be able to get experience in their home city instead of going to the city of San Diego or having to go out of state for a lot of these programs. And so I really appreciate you sharing that. I think this is an important program, and so can I make a motion now? I'm happy to make a motion to approve 11.9.
Second.
Any other comments?
Motion carries 4-1 with Councilmember Dillard, Councilmember Suzuki, Vice Mayor Cazares, and Mayor Rapstathis voting yes, and Councilmember Lothian voting no.
Item 12.1 is a first ordinance reading. I will let we need a staff report first. Oh, there you are. Ms. Santos, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. So this evening, just to level set, what you have before you this evening are 2 items. The first one we're going to speak about is about an ordinance amendment, and this is going to set the framework for the objective design standards that I will present to you under item 3.1. So what this item before you now, 12.1, is to amend Title 24 to add Chapter 24.05, and that establishes the framework for the adoption of the objective design standards. And these standards align with what is required of us by state housing law, and the adoption will, the objective design standards will use a user guide or provide for a user guide and a standards checklist. And again, I will present that under 13.1. But what I'd like to do, I have to do this too, right? There you go. There we go. All right. So I want to just give you a little bit of an overview of what the objective design standards are. As I mentioned, they are required by state law. All jurisdictions are required to provide for these. What they do is they provide clear, measurable standards that regulate things like building materials, colors, shapes, layouts of buildings, size, and massing. So these objective design standards are intended to make design review more fair, predictable, and consistent, while furthering the La Mesa's goal of high-quality design and community-oriented design, so taking our community into consideration. They do not supersede the zoning ordinance. So just to level set that for you, the zoning ordinance establishes what can be built, and the objective design standards refine how it looks. So these design standards will apply to multifamily housing with 3 or more units that are required to have design review, and it would not apply to single-family homes or small duplexes. So the ordinance amendment, what that will do, it will amend Title 24, as I mentioned, and this will ensure that our city is in compliance with the Housing Accountability Act, and it will establish the legislative framework to implement the adoption of objective design standards, and this will allow for staff-level review. So these types of projects would no longer go forward to our design review board for approval. So staff recommends that the City Council introduce for the first reading the draft ordinance to amend Title 24 of the Municipal Code to add Chapter 24.054 for the objective design standards. And I'm available to answer any questions.
Yes.
Lynette, does this, because it's obviously a lot of bureaucratic speak, does this give the city, or does it give us more local control over future building? Because I feel like we've given up so much control to Sacramento. Does this help us get some back?
It does. So the user guide and the standards that are included therein and the checklist do exactly that. It provides for what we want to see in design of buildings for these multifamily projects.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you. I'm really excited about this. I know this was something that we heard on the campaign trail, and I think it was maybe the only thing, if not one of the only things, that every single person that ran for city council all agreed on in our cycle. And I think that this is going to make a huge difference in development in La Mesa. I'm really proud of our staff for all of the work and the community engagement that y'all have done on this. And I wanted to ask, because I believe we are one of the first, so are we one of the first cities in our region that has adopted these objective design standards? I think we're in like the first 5.
We're not the first, but not that I'm biased, but I think ours are one of the best, so.
Yeah, they're stronger, because I've seen
good.
some of the other ones, and I
yeah.
know we are early on. We're definitely not the last out of the 18 cities. So I know everyone's been putting in work, yourself included, and your entire staff for like over a year now, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, and so thank you very much, because I've heard from community members who attended those events, and they did genuinely feel like their voices were being heard, and that doesn't always happen, but our staff does a really excellent job of doing it as much as possible. And so I wanted to say thank you, and that I'm really excited for this.
Thank you so much.
Any other comments or questions? Okay. Thank you. We need to read the ordinance first.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of La Mesa, California, amending Title 24 zoning of the La Mesa Municipal Code to add Chapter 24.05 entitled Objective Design Standards regarding housing development pursuant to the Housing Accountability Act.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of the ordinance. Is that correct? The first reading of the ordinance.
Second.
Motion carries with all council members voting yes.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. So now 13.1, and this is for consideration of the objective design standards of themselves. So the purposes. So this speaks to exactly what your question, council member, is these will further our existing city design goals and policies. And our goal is always for excellence in design. So we want that high quality design. And we're gonna be able to obtain that through the provision of clear and measurable design standards. And again, these will supplement our development standards of the zoning ordinance. It would not supersede them. It's going to provide a ministerial streamline review option. So what that means is that staff is going to have a checklist, the applicant's going to fill out the checklist, staff is going to review that and be able to approve that at the staff level as part of the building permit process. So it will not be a separate discretionary process. And again, this will all meet state requirements, which we always want to do. So The input received through our community engagement efforts definitely informed these standards. Just to go through a couple of items that we had touch points with the community, we had a workshop on April 23rd of this year. We also presented to our design review board in April, our planning commission in May, and then we've done various social media and newsletter blasts as well. So what this slide provides you is just a little bit about the distinction. So right now we do have design review, but what we use are guidelines, and that's where we say, you really should do this, we'd like you to do that. They're not regulatory in nature, if you will. So that's the difference between subjectivity, which is more providing guidance and a framework, where the standards are objective, and again, they're measurable, clear, and consistently applied. So the review process is going to be conducted ministerially. I already explained what that was. Now, one of the things that we wanted to do is provide some flexibility. You may have seen in your agenda packet that the objective design standards are lengthy, that there is a checklist that is a few pages long. So what we wanted to do is provide an opportunity for those folks that provide us stay within our height limitations and do the step back of those taller buildings, they would qualify for up to 4 administrative exceptions. So they would, in essence, be able to waive 4 of the design standards if what they are proposing in lieu of is consistent with. So there would be a review process and some criteria related to that, but we did want to provide some flexibility. And that's outside of the flexibility that they have if they provide deed-restricted units. And we also wanted to have a process for non-substantive changes. So if there's anything that we note, just, whether it's Scrivener's error, like something that just needed to be altered in terms of grammar, or it's not making sense the ways that the sentence read, there's not an and or a comma, those types of things, we want to be able to make those and just consult with the design review board so they understand, or things that are consistent with the design standards, but they may not be clear. So if we need to add extra language for clarity, we would work with the design review board on that. But for substantive changes, we would go to the design review board for a recommendation and bring those back here to the city council. So as I mentioned, we are providing as much information and resources as we can for folks to be able to use these standards. And so we provided an introduction and overview, explanations of each purpose and intent for each of the standards, and then that checklist that I meant. So the applicants can just go through and check those items and to show that they are in compliance. And then next, I'll just run through very quickly how the design guidelines are structured, and they're structured around 3 aspects of design. The first being site. So site really considers the location of new buildings, open spaces, and amenities. And again, we want to look at how that complements the surrounding context. How does it interact with public realm? That's really an important feature here in La Mesa. Provide for safe and convenient access and parking. And again, we want to make sure that all of our buildings and our developments provide livable, common, and private recreational open space as much as feasible. Building design, this considers how the appearance and the orientation of the new buildings look. So we want the site to be enhanced, fit into the surrounding area, be compatible, orient the buildings and entries to the street. Again, that public realm and interfacing with the streetscape. And then providing variety in architectural forms and projections. So we don't want all buildings to look the same, and we provide them some options within the design standards where if they're in alignment with some of the architectural styles that we currently have in La Mesa, that they, in essence, obtain more points, and then they will have to do less things within that category of building design. Lastly, landscape design. So we love our trees in La Mesa, so we want them on site as well as street trees. So, and we also want to incorporate drought-tolerant native plants, retain existing mature landscaping as much as possible, and then also look at those amenities such as decorative fencing so that things are screened. So with that, staff does recommend the adoption of the objective design standards, and the recommendation also includes a request of the Planning Commission that we return within 1 year to provide a progress report on how these are being implemented.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Okay.
I'm noticing that all the new apartments that are being built throughout California are very modern, very cubicle and boxy, even here. And how many different varieties are we going to have in La Mesa? Because they are cookie cutter, and I am sick of them.
So in the aspect of design, you never want to ask someone to just do that cookie cutter approach. So what we've done are the different elements that are within the design standards provide for that articulation, is what we refer to it as, stepping back buildings, making sure there's variation in planes of the elevation, not those straight lines. And so there's a lot of that included within here that they are required to do. So you'll see less and less of what you're seeing now.
Anything else? Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the objective design standards.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you, Santos.
Motion carries with all council members voting yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is, you already read sorry, I got caught up in that. Council initiated, before I hand this over to Councilmember Dillard, just, we'll be brief, Council, but this is mainly to try to take into consideration our staff time, so that's why we're doing this. So did you want to open with something?
Yes, I did. I did want to talk about the legislative recess. We're doing this, first of all, for the first half of the month of August, and also including the last week of November, which is Thanksgiving week. We believe this recess would be beneficial for the following reasons. Many cities, including San Diego, include legislative recess in their August calendars. The primary purpose includes time with family and constituents. This provides, this period allows council members to align with family schedules, especially around the school calendar. It also provides a valuable opportunity to engage with residents and local organizations. It focuses on community work. With a pause in full council session, members can dedicate more time to policy development, research, and in-depth community work. It also allows us to attend community events in the month of August, which is typically filled with local fairs, festivals, and other gatherings where council members' presence is valued. Planning and collaborating, it allows us more space and time to work together, and break serves as a reflective period for council members to reassess goals and strategies for the remainder of the year. And official travel and conferences often take place in August, and it gives the council members an opportunity to go to those events. And also for campaigning, actually, for those seeking re-election or higher office, this is an ideal time to connect with voters. The rest and recharge is important. The job is demanding, and a brief pause enables council members to return energized and focused. And it also gives, like the mayor was stating, a chance for our staff to actually coordinate their family time and, personal time, and, getting an opportunity to take advantage of the times that their children are off. And of course, this will include the November time, which is obvious. It's a time for family as well. And these are healthy things, not just for city council and staff, but for everyone's mental health as well. So I would like to make a motion for the council to approve with questions.
Okay, one question. This year, we have a city council meeting on December 23rd, which is the day before Christmas Eve.
We don't, actually.
We don't?
No.
I was going to ask how,
No, it should, it shouldn't, it might popped up in your calendar. I'm sorry to speak up,
thank you.
but it's, we always have the 2nd December as a recess.
Okay.
But we've never had the 2nd November, and so the
Okay.
reason I brought this forward and for all the things, but,
oh, I thought it was in lieu of or something.
no.
So, okay, got
So
you.
August will be
Yeah.
dark.
Keep
But
my
also it's-
Christmas.
It's for us, but mostly and for what I'm talking about is, we don't see all the work staff does,
Mm-hmm.
and if you've ever watched this person, he has to read every staff report, and so he's at the tip of the sword, and that's why, he's the person he is, but it affects every member of our staff all the way through every department, and so even if we have a council meeting that doesn't look like it's very heavy, all the consent items, they have to read everything, and so this is for staff as well as us, so that's why we're bringing this forward. Any other comments? I'll second the motion then.
Read it.
Yes, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of La Mesa amending Section 2.08010 of the La Mesa Municipal Code to establish the first regular city council meeting in August and second meeting in November as a summer and holiday recess respectively.
Thank you.
Motion carries with all council members voting yes.
Thank you, council. Council committee report, sorry, outside committees. Councilmember Dillard?
Yeah, I just wanted to report, I haven't reported in a while since MTS is also dark in the month of August, so the reports are here. The amount of participation for MTS Transit, the orange line is back up to over 128,000 people using the trolley, and the blue line is over 500,000. And we're having a really good reduction in claims and or incidents on our trolley system. With the increased security, we're getting less and less incidents and overall performing very well for the month of August. This is just report for 1 week, by the way. That's all I have.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Lothian?
Just one question for Councilwoman Dillard. You said 128,000 people and then over 500,000 people. Do you mean people or rides? So over 500,000 people rode the trolley?
We count the people, so altogether, it's 842,908.
Okay, what's the population of San Diego?
1 million, 1.4 million.
Yeah.
So we're like at 90% or something? That many,
So that's the city of San
842,000
Diego.
people are riding the trolley?
This
City of
is
San Diego's-
through the week, okay? So in this particular case, it's from August the 24th through August the 30th.
Yeah, but so if it was rides, I can understand, but you're saying people.
City of San Diego.
The county is 3.45 million, something right around there.
Okay, because I always read that usage of our public transit is at 3%. This sounds like 70%.
We have
No.
the highest light rail usage in the country.
Okay, and
San
it's
Diego.
like about 60 or 70%?
I don't know it off the top of
I
my
don't
head.
know if
I
it's-
the highest
Yeah,
light
I
rail
don't know
number.
what
I mean,
that
over
is.
500,000 people on the trolley sounds like
This
a
is,
really high
this
number.
is consistent.
For-
Okay, this is consistent, that it's consistently through the week, except for on occasional periods of the year. This is consistent with it being over 800,000. Sometimes it's 900,000.
Okay,
For 7 days.
Yeah, per 7 days, and which I already reported. This is for 1 week.
okay, people.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
People.
Councilmember Suzuki?
Just one thing, San Diego Community Power elected a new chair because our former chair, the now Supervisor Paloma Aguirre, is now in her new role. So we have elected Supervisor and former Vice Chair Tara Lawson-Remer, and National City Council member Ditas Yamani has taken over as Vice Chair.
Wonderful. Sandag
Oh,
is
I'm sorry. Are you, that's all. Thank you. Vice Mayor, sorry, Casares, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Sandag also takes the month of August off as a legislative recess. The reason that a lot of our regional boards do that is both for their staff and also because it aligns with the city of San Diego, who has the largest number of staff that work with those regional boards. And so we are returning on this Friday. I will be at the Sandag meeting. And also the videos that we made the recommendation of in our Emergency Preparedness Subcommittee. You may have seen them on the City of La Mesa Instagram account. They believe they're also up on the YouTube for some emergency preparedness with our fire department. So I hope you will check those out. It goes back to what the mayor was sharing at the beginning. We want to make sure that you're prepared now and not just after something major happens.
Thank you. Anyone traveling?
Yes, I'm going to be traveling to APTA's, which is the American Public Transportation Association, to Boston. I'll be going to Boston on Thursday and return Wednesday night.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited because I've never been to Boston, so I'm looking forward to it.
Very good. All right, city attorney comments? Chiefs, can I see you after? Can you just wait? Thanks. All right, then we are adjourned until the next meeting in September.